starting lineups. And first for the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. In the backcourt, Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant. Up front, Minneapolis native Devin George with Karl Malone, who had an outstanding all-around performance in Game 1, and Shaquille O'Neal, who had 27 points, 18 rebounds. We're looking at the Timberwolves, Cassell, Hassel in the backcourt, Sprewell, Garnett, and Johnson on the front line. We're ready to go. The officials, Steve Javie, Joe DeRosa, and Bill Spooner. Lakers control the opening tip.
Marv, the Lakers like to go to Gary Payton early, give him a quick post up, get him going, get all 7 of his points in the first quarter of Game 1.
And Cassell, his former teammate at Milwaukee, going body to body with Payton. O'Neal with the drop step over Johnson, rebounded by Garnett. Phil Jackson telling us earlier he is always concerned about a quick start by the Timberwolves. They have been a fast starting team throughout the season. Garnett, and a pass that was off the mark, could not be handled by Sprewell.
Something we've seen in the playoffs, a higher number of turnovers coming from Minnesota than you're normally used to seeing.
Mike, they shot 49% Minnesota the other night. We see Payton here going to the basket here early. They shot 49%. They only missed 1 free throw, but they had 9 less field goal attempts because of their 15 turnovers. That's why they couldn't win the game.
And, you know, on that drive right there, as Payton was going to the basket, Cassell took the foul. We see a quick substitution. Cassell may have hurt his back when he took that foul. And Johnson walked over to Cassell and said, what did you foul him? Like, I was there to protect the basket. He wasn't going to shoot that one. Sam takes the quick foul. He goes right to the bench to sit back down.
And Flip Saunders told us earlier he would have no hesitation in going with Derek Martin, 9-year man out of UCLA, who spent the early part of the season in the CBA. Here is Bryant, and a foul. It is on Hassel, a late whistle as Trent Hassel picks it up.
Well, one of the things, again, we talked about this in Game 1. You don't want to foul a jump shooter, and Hassel did this twice the other night against Kobe. That was a double pump, very high degree of difficulty shot. You know, normally the referees don't put you on the line on that kind of shot. They don't bail you out when you're behind the three-point line.
And the crowd enjoying that miss by Kobe Bryant. See Sam Cassell headed to the locker room with Minnesota trainer Greg Farnham. Cassell, a question mark, coming off the limited performance in Game 1 on Friday night. Did not practice yesterday, did go through the walkthrough today, and looked a little gimpy in the pregame warm-ups, and as we saw, hurt himself in committing that foul on Payton. Here is the runner by Bryant. Bryant, and the Lakers have a 3-0 lead.
With Cassell going down now, you have 3 really guys on the floor for Minnesota that aren't offensive players.
Martin whips it off to Serbiak, being played by George. Shot clock down to 3. Here's Martin. Derek Martin able to penetrate, could not finish. Now Martin defensively back on Payton.
Last game, the Lakers were so efficient offensively. They had only 3 fast break points. They scored 97 points. We see Shaquille O'Neal with a pump fake and the block that time by Irvin Johnson.
Good job by Irvin Johnson. Garnett has it knocked away. And it's called a jump ball. Both guys were out of bounds.
The whole philosophy of the Lakers is, Kobe Bryant says, we want him to feel like he's playing in a crowd. That the minute he puts that ball down, 3 guys are going to be on top of him. And with the loss of their offensive players now, the Lakers can be ultra aggressive and try to make him a passer and limit his field goal attempts.
And you'll see now, as he catches the ball, watch the purple jersey start to pay attention to him. Kobe reaches in, little forearm, Malone from behind. From the top, here comes the next purple jersey, Gary Payton. 3 guys around them, all centered on Kevin Garnett.
Here is Sprewell from 3. So the T-Wolves have a 5-4 lead. Let's Latrell Sprewell coming off a magnificent game here on Friday night. 23 points at 3 from downtown, 5 assists. Payton shoots the 3. Gary Payton from beyond that three-point line. Lakers 7, 3 outings. O'Neal getting down deep. Could not stop. Here comes Sprewell. It's a 3-on-2. Sprewell changed his mind at the last instant and threw it away.
And I think Kobe Bryant had something to do with that because Sprewell knew Bryant was there to pick up the offensive foul. He tried to avoid him, step off to the left side, wound up throwing the bad pass.
Sprewell's used to finishing, not being the guy to make the play on the break.
Good point there. He's a guy going in there with the mentality of score first, pass later.
Bryant. Oh, what a move by Kobe Bryant, who's being chased by Kevin Garnett. Lakers 11, T-Wolves 9. Just under 6.5 remaining in this first quarter. For those who may have just tuned in, Sam Cassell did start despite the back and hip problem. Went out very early after being called for a foul. Here's Garnett. Yes. Wally Serbiak. Bryant on a difficult angle and hits on the follow. Kobe Bryant chasing down his own shot. So Kobe has 10 points. Shaq has not scored. All the points have come from the Laker backcourt. Serbiak, well, he challenged O'Neal and was rejected. The foul on Sprewell. And Bryant will go to the foul line. That's the first on Sprewell.
I think Shaq had seen enough of Wally Zerbiak getting in the lane. He said, I gotta discourage this guy. He's coming in the lane. He's finger rolling. He's dropping off 3 assists.
The ball into Kevin Garnett in the low post there, and then they like to do action away from the basketball. Once the ball goes in, Garnett's job will look around and see what's taking place. Well, Wally Serbiak had the hot hand, so they sent the center, Irvin Johnson, over, and they plan on bringing Serbiak off, but he reads his defensive man to see what he's going to do. Is he going to fight him over the screen? Right at that moment, he changes direction and runs a back cut to the basket. This defensive man, Payton, is responsible to get across and protect the basket in the back. He doesn't get there. A beautiful pass that time by Garnett to Serbiak.
T-Wolves have 14 on the shot clock off that kick ball just prior to the break. Garnett. There's some contact, and now the foul. I think Shaq got him twice. So Garnett will go to the line. That's the first on Shaquille O'Neal.
The difference is the first one was not a shooting foul. That's the difference. The first one, they would have taken it out. Second one, he hits him in the head. First one, he would have gone bonus anyhow to the line.
Well, we know how important it is for Garnett to get to the free throw line. In the wins, you see his attempts, almost 10 a game. In the losses, less than 4. The other night, he did not get to the free throw line except twice. And that's when his aggressiveness then feeds down to the rest of his teammates. And the other night, he just did not have the energy level that he's had in previous games that gave him 7 against Sacramento, the emotional toll. And he knows he has to be terrific today if his team is going to even this series.
No question there was a lack of energy here in game 1 on the part of Kevin Garnett off that dramatic victory over Sacramento back on Wednesday. Here is Bryant. Kobe gets first time. It's Bryant and Payton and Rush on the floor along with Malone and Medvedenko. Here is Kobe Bryant. He's had the 6 of 8 from the field, 16 points.
And this is his time now with Shaquille O'Neal down. This is when he's going to really try to take over. So Minnesota has got to really pay attention to him.
Garnett gives it back. Garnett played now by Medvedenko. Here's Garnett. Yes, the foul. It is game number 2 of the Western Conference Final Series. You're looking at the exterior of the Target Center here in the Twin Cities. We welcome you back. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, the czar, Mike Fratello. A superb first half for the Timberwolves. And you look at the stat sheet, 15 assists on 17 field goals for Minnesota. Terrific job by the bench. In fact, they are our Gatorade X factor of this first half.
And Marv, that would be Derek Martin and Wally Szczerbiak. Those guys shot the ball exceptionally well. They moved the ball on offense, gave this team a great lift with Cassell going down after 43 seconds. Wally Szczerbiak stepped up, knocked down a couple jump shots, and then Derek Martin stepped in, made the nice plays, the dish, the transition play, the jump shots, had the big field goal at the end of the first half as the clock was winding down there. Just a shot up, and it counts. 20 points, 8 assists, only 1 turnover. Bench 24-8 in favor of Minnesota. 15-3 assist turnover. They played with desperation, but they did it in a poised fashion.
And those 3 turnovers were early on. They have been flawless most of the way. Here's a look at tonight's Jeep game summary.
I think the big thing is looking at the field goal percentage. They have the Lakers shooting just 40% from the floor in game 1. The Lakers shot 45% in game 1. The Lakers a 38-35 rebound advantage, while Minnesota has straightened that out. And points in the paint, that's because the Lakers are not getting any transition opportunities. And Shaq has only 4 points. No one else in the front line has scored.
All right, let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Omar, Phil Jackson told his team, hey guys, I know Minnesota played better than you did, but that's not the point, and that's not what I'm mad about. You got to play with any sense of urgency. They out-hustled you, and it looks to me like they definitely wanted this more than we did. Offensively, we got to get Shaq moving. We got to get the ball into him. You know?
It's like Flip Saunders very happy with his team's effort in the first half. Said, hey guys, all we have to simply do is duplicate that effort in the second half, continue to pressure the Lakers defensively, disrupting their offense. As far as Sam Cassell's status is concerned, it hasn't changed. He is still receiving treatment in the locker room. Marv?
All right, thanks, Sherry. Yes, Derek Martin starting the second half. Wolves have their biggest lead of the night, up by 16 points. Here is Malone. So Carm. Minnesota by 16 points. 4 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Payton. Oliver Candy able to reach for it. Look out. Bryant with the steal. Bryant spinning his way. Oh, what a move by Kobe Bryant.
Talk about earning a shot. He certainly worked for that one. He had to steal it. He had to get past the first defender and then scoop it up against the bigger one in the end.
I think sometimes he plays basketball like it's gymnastics, degree of difficulty.
Springwell coming up short on that three-point attempt. Here's Bryant again. Flip Saunders wants to on a 12 because of the exploits of Kobe Bryant. He has been the Laker offense. Garnett over Malone. Rebounded by O'Neal.
Now in that timeout, Flip Saunders says, I better get some offense back on the floor. So he's got Olowokandi, Szczerbiak out there. Now Sprewell has to guard Kobe. Hassel's out of the game. This is best offensive team.
Bryant. Olowokandi could not handle. So the Lakers get another possession out of it. Malone down low against Garnett. Evan George has been quiet. Shot clock down to 8. Nice pass. Payton scores off the assist from Bryant.
We've seen, Doug, a few times now, the Lakers taking a page out of Minnesota's playbook. Some back picks on the shooter away from the ball when the ball is entered into the post area.
The Timberwolves lead is down to 10. They swarm all over Garnett. Szczerbiak rejected by O'Neal. Intercepted by Garnett.
When the Lakers score, we see Szczerbiak teeing up this shot after the big steal.
18 from the floor and 1 for 4 from the foul line. They're shooting 45% from the free throw line.
Bryant. Good job by O'Neal as he kept it alive. Shaq between Garnett and Miller was able to get a fingertip on it, kept it alive. and it cuts the Timberwolves lead down to 10.
Seems insignificant, but the last 120 this quarter is going to say a lot for the Lakers and their ability to come back here in the fourth quarter.
Garnett. Serbiak, the only Timberwolf to score over the last 7.5 minutes. Here is Rush for 3.
That's that spot up. It's the exact thing they did the other night. Penetrate, and Rush is standing right there. He knows exactly when the pass is coming. That's his spot. And Fisher is right down in the corner waiting for the next pass if that comes.
8-0 run by the Lakers. Kareem Rush hit a significant 3 in the third quarter when the Lakers knocked down 3 straight from down. Nice play. Sprewell on the pick and roll with Miller. 65-56, Minnesota as we come up on a half minute remaining in the third.
Well, if you want Shaq to come up and show on the pick and roll, then you better rotate to his man when he starts rolling to the basket.
Good play by Miller, but Fisher is on it. Bryant from downtown. And Garnett able to keep it alive. Minnesota can hold for a final shot of this third quarter.
Lakers have a foul to give.
Down to 5 seconds. Good play by Malone. Garnett fires for 3. Yes! With 4 tenths. Garnett, Payton, Rush, Medvedenko. Oh, a shot by Slava Medvedenko. The 24-second clock was down to 2. Able to hit on that, the runner. There's Garnett right back. Garnett stepping around.
It's going to be against, they bumped each other right across half court. The frustration now starting to set in. This is where cooler heads must prevail.
Serbiak and Payton were nose to nose.
Well, watch as they go across half court right here. They're going to, he bumps Fisher. I see what happens. Serbiak bumped Fisher, and then Payton came over to say something to him.
A screen set to take the pressure off the ball handler. The screen a little bit out of its way, steps into the body. Payton comes over to defend his teammate.
Remember now, we saw the frustration in that Sacramento series against Minnesota when Peeler lost his cool, went up with an elbow to Kevin Garnett and was suspended for Game 7. You don't want any of that nonsense right now with this kind of stakes.
Personal foul on Serbiak. Double technicals on Payton and Serbiak. We've had 3 double technical scenarios, all in this fourth quarter. We're down to 3:25 to play. T-Wolves with an 84-66 lead.
Well, let's go back to the first half when Sprewell laid out Fisher with that backcourt screen. But Fisher's kind of feeling that he's had his shots tonight.
And it's been Latrell Sprewell going around to each of his teammates looking to cool things down, as if to say we don't have to get involved in this situation.
You don't want to give the Lakers anything to get excited about here at the end of this game. Finish this game professionally and move on.
Here's Martin for 3. Yes! And has something to say to someone on the Laker bench. Derek Martin out of UCLA in his 9th NBA season, although it has been an up and down career.
He and Wally Serbiak off the bench, 29 points and 13 assists.
That will count, and the foul on Johnson. Down to 2:40 remaining in this fourth quarter, 87-69. T-Wolves on their way to evening the series at 1, and Martin took a shot, and that's a technical and an ejection.
Karl Malone just got Derek Martin. Now he's been ejected from the game.
Derek Martin was walloped.
You see Malone fighting through the screen that time, winds up hitting Martin with his shoulder as he tries to go through the screen. They had a small man setting a pick on a big man. He made him pay the price.
Now, it happened with Derek Martin in the Sacramento series in Game 5.
the T-Wolves with an 89-71 victory, and this series is tied at 1 as they head to Staples in LA for Game 3 on Tuesday night, and here on TNT starting at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's the end of the Laker playoff win streak. They had won 5 straight.